What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Petty. I'm a first year internal medicine resident here in Philadelphia. Today I wanted to talk about Signout. So Signout is an important part. It's the first thing you do when you step foot on the medical floor. It's when you take responsibility from the patients from the night team. You will be given their details, events overnight. You should be able to write these ideas down and to keep a plan for what you want to do throughout the day. The way I tackle this is by using my Signout paper. On the back of it, I draw 4 boxes, and I put all of my to-do lists on the back of these boxes. I also use a 4-color pen. The pen I use is the big 4-point, and each color I assign a specific role. And today I wanted to go through how I do Signout, how I use my pen throughout the day, and how I organize myself. First, I wanted to share with you what I keep on myself as I go through the wards in the morning. I always have my pager with my name on the back. I have chapstick. I have my badge to get in and out of the emergency room. I have my pulse ox. I check pulse ox of all my patients in the morning, and I make sure if they're on oxygen to turn them up or down. I always have a 4-color pen, and I have my pupil gauge, which I use to look at pupillary response. One of my favorite things and my most important thing is my 4-color pen. There's different types, different styles. The one I like the most is the big 4-color pen. This is a 0.7 millimeter pen. Now, when you begin Signout, you're going to print out a piece of paper that looks like this. The first thing that you're going to see is the bed and the room number of the patient name, their age, their primary diagnosis, summary of what happened and why they came to their hospital, as well as their past medical history, the to-do list, the list of things the resident before has left for you, how many days they've been in the hospital or their length of stay, the level of care. It can be telemetry, med-surg, ICU. These are different places in the hospital with different levels of care. And finally, you'll have a blank column for you to write down. Once you have your Signout paper, the first thing I do is I use the color black. So the pen has 4 colors: black, blue, green, and red. Each color means something different on my Signout paper, and I know because when I look at that color, I know exactly what it's referring to. Black is what I use for Signout. Whatever the night team tells me, I write in black. And once I have this, I know that this is what the night team told me, and it's important enough for me to follow up. Next is blue. So blue is whatever happens to the patient in the morning and what I've written down. This can include their morning labs, things that I have done in the morning and I need to tell my attending. Green is whatever my attending has suggested for me to do, including lab tests, different things to follow up on, consultants, everything that is important and my attending during rounds mentioned, I always write down in green. And lastly, it's red. Red, or labs that I'm waiting for, studies such as an MRI, echo, things that I need to follow up on, afternoon conference. So this, I make sure it's in red, and I always make sure that this is the most important thing so I don't forget. Anything in red on my Signout paper always draws my eye, and I make sure to follow up on it. Alright guys, once you have your Signout paper, first thing I do is I flip it to the very back and I draw 4 boxes. Draw 2 lines down the middle and split your piece of paper into 4 boxes. Once I do that, I label them as urgent, not urgent, and then important, and then not important. Alright guys, once you have these 4 boxes, label them as urgent, not urgent, important, and not important. This is called the Eisenhower matrix of prioritization. So in the urgent and important column, I always write whatever is most important and things I need to do right away, such as following up on labs, looking out for blood results, ordering certain tests, or calling and checking in with the consultant. Next is my important but not urgent things I need to follow up later on in that day, comes in this column. Next, things that are urgent but are not important at that time. These are tasks that you want to delegate. These may not be pertinent to that particular day, but things that you should get done. Next is the not urgent and not important. This box usually does not correspond to patient care, but things that I need to do, such as getting papers signed, meeting my program coordinator, and things of that sort. Everything that is in my to-do list goes in this column. Once you have these 4 boxes, you know this is number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 priority. You know which box to look at and which box to complete first. This way you have a to-do list with say 40 things. You know how to organize them and you know which ones to approach first. Once you have this structure down, you should repeat it every single day during sign-out and throughout the day. Whenever an attending tells you something, turn your sign-out paper to the back and write it down in one of these 4 columns. Whether it be a lab test, things you need to follow up on, calling family, and various other things that you have to get done throughout the day, such as preparing a morning report or a noon conference. It may not be for that day, but for later on. Always write it on the back. So what I do at the end of my day is I take a picture and I upload this into Evernote. Evernote is where I have all of my to-do lists, and I make sure to type in things that I did not get done, but I am saving up for another day. Once you've printed out your sign-up paper, you know what pen you're using. If you have a 4-color pen, you know what each color means. I use an acronym every day in the morning of sign-out called IPASS, I-P-A-S-S. I stands for illness severity. So is this patient stable? Are they unstable? What is their level of care? Next is P, patient summary. What happened? What brought this patient to the hospital? What is their past medical history? Why did they come to the emergency room today? A is for actionless. What are we doing with the patient? What are things I need to follow up on? S is for situational awareness. These are contingency plans. If this happens, the resident should do this. You should always make up an idea and give your sign-out team member an idea of what to do in case something happens. S is for synthesis by receiver. So the person that's taking sign-out should always re-emphasize key details and ask questions during sign-out and repeat what's been said. Remember, sign-out is taken, not given. So the person taking sign-out is their responsibility to make sure they understand why the patient is here and to overall have an idea of their patient. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.